So first thing I look, do I have a shot on the one? I have a combo, so I'm gonna play the 1-3 combo. Next thing I'm looking at, are there any clusters? No, it's wide open. And then after that, where's my next ball? So I can play the 1-3 combo, leave the one ball right here for my next shot, and then the two balls down there. So I want to make sure I have an angle on the one ball to get down to the two. So if the one ball is close to the pocket, odds are I'm going to have a way to get up. So I just need to really focus on making the combo. There we go. So now I see I got the 2, 4, 5 all down here. So I don't need to do too much work creating an angle. I can just come in, get straight in on the 2, and I'm good. So I'm just going to come straight down the table. A little bit of top right. And in this situation, straight in is okay. Now, 9 ball is blocking a little bit. So we want to be above the 9 on the 4. So that when we make the 4 ball, the 5 ball is easy. If we come under the 9, we'll have an angle that's taking us away from the 5. So we don't want to be below the 9 for the 4. We want to be above the 9. So I just need to draw back a couple inches to clear the 9. Now, with the ball on the rail, 4 balls straight in, so that's not a problem. The 5 ball is on the rail. So since the 6 ball is all the way down here, we can't get on the rail with the cue ball. I need to make sure I'm off the rail at least a couple inches. So we have a pretty good angle where I can just stun just a little, just slightly below center, and just stun the ball a couple inches. So now we have a good angle. We can either come 2 rails, or we can go 2 rails that way. 2 rails forward, 2 rails back. So I like going forward here because off the second rail, it's going to come at an angle to where I'm shooting the 6 ball in and the cue ball is bouncing off the rail. Like right here, if I can get on this side of the 6 ball, then I can play it off the rail back for the 9. Sometimes when you draw this way, like if I draw the 5 ball and come back to this rail, if I'm on the rail, then my angle is leading me that way, which makes it a lot tougher. So this keeps the natural angle. And I don't even have to get that close to it because it's always on that angle. See now, just a little below center and draw to this rail. I'm really aiming for like this first diamond, just anywhere in here. See, I came up a little far, but with that angle, it's really hard to mess up shape there. All right, made the 1. Next shot's the 2. What's his 8 ball gonna do? All right, so we got a shot on the 2. 3 ball is close by, which is good. So this trying to make the 2 ball here, but the cue ball, the tangent line for the cue ball is going to take me right into the bottom side of the 9. Looks like it's unavoidable. So it's a couple ways you can do it. You're really taking your chances either way. So you're thinking like, which one is going to give me the best chance at having a shot on the 3? So if I come to the 9 with topspin, I'm going to hit the bottom of the 9, and it should hit this rail and come back up for a shot. 9 ball is going to go that way, and we're hoping that it doesn't block me. Or you could use draw and come into the full side of the 9 and have it go into the 3 ball. Then you're really playing roulette because you don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to just hit it with topspin. It's really close to not hitting the 9. So it might even miss the whole 9 or hit just enough to where it clips the bottom side and goes this way. Either way, I play it as if I'm going to miss the 9. If it's that close, I play it as if I'm going to miss it. So if I miss the 9 completely and it goes under it, the cue ball is going to go 2 rails in the corner and come out for a shot. But most likely it is going to hit it, so we play that just in case. Oh! So it kind of did what I said. 9 ball went across, hit the bottom side of the 9, 9 ball went across, cue ball went off the bottom rail and up. It just came a little bit further this way than I expected, but with those shots, you can't really plan for everything. So we got fortunate it bumped to 7 and have a shot. But that's why you kind of just play your odds. So now I can slow roll the 3 ball, a little bit of left hand spin, and come in the corner, lay up right around here for a shot in the side. Oh, hit that a little soft. Now, I can either just dead slow roll it, have the cue ball drift a little bit, or I can stun the ball, make sure I make it, and have the cue ball slide over a couple inches. And I actually like the dead slow roll because you're going to have an angle on the 5. If I stop the ball and stun, I'm going to be really straight on the 5 ball. So I'm just going to roll it up a couple inches. So now we have a little bit tougher shot on the 5, but we have a good angle to come back on this side of the table. So now I can just use topspin and come across the table. See, now I already saw that the 8 ball was right by the side and the 7 ball connected to that. So on the 7, you don't need to get an angle. You can just be straight, stop right here. And then I look from right here where I stop, I'm straight in on the 8, so we're good. Nine balls right there, so these are just stop, stop, stop. That was one where all your work is done in the beginning of the rack, and then after that, it's easy. All right, made 3 balls. So we got a shot on the 3 ball in the upper right corner. All the balls in the open. Now I'm just thinking about 3, 4, 5. 3 balls. So the angle on the 3 ball is going to take me a little further away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 7 ball to stop the cue ball. So I'm going to make the 3 ball. Cue ball is going to run right into the 7. And that should leave me a good enough angle on the 4 ball to work with. So just center ball. So we held right there. So now you can do this 2 ways. You can come in the corner behind the 6 and out. It's probably ideal for position because you're always going to get a good shot on the 5. Or you can come straight up the table and you're going to leave a little bit of a back cut on the 5. In this situation, I think the back cut's okay because let's say I make the 4 ball, cue ball comes straight up the table. I still have an angle to come 2 rails, and the 6 ball's in the middle of the table too. So I think just coming straight up the table right here is fine. See, a little steeper than I wanted, but we still have the same angle to go 2 rails in the corner, just straight top spin. And come out to the middle of the table. So we're a little straight. So I want to play the 7 ball on the side. So I'm going to draw straight back. Try to get where the cue ball is now. But I'm not going to hit it too hard to where I come straight back here. I'm going to hit it to where if I don't get back here, I fall somewhere in between so that I have the 7 ball in this corner. So because of that, we got a little bit of a wrong angle, but when you play the ball on the side, it's easy to get back and forth. So now I can just come straight up the table with topspin and play down for the 9. Now with these 9 balls, I like to hit them a little harder so they don't roll off. So I hit a little bit of bottom right, not too much spin, just enough to go 2 rails and hit this 3rd rail. All right, one ball down. I know I got a shot on the 2. There's no clusters. 3 balls down here, 4 balls back down there. So I'm going there, here, and then down there again. So on these situations, I need to make sure 3 ball has a good angle. I have a good angle on the 3 ball. So I don't want to be on this side of the 3 because that's going to leave me a tough cut into here with no way to get back. So I want to be either under the 3 or center of the table, because that way I'll always have an angle to come off the rail and back. So I'm going to spin the ball 2 rails, make sure I get to the center of the table though. Don't leave it short. With some outside spin. So I want to make sure I get an angle to where I can draw that way. See, even that's a little straight. So now I gotta punch off the rail and then play down here. The side pocket's right in the way from drawing off this rail and down this way, because if I hit this rail and spin down, I'm gonna hit the 8. If I hit this rail and spin down, I'm gonna hit the 4. So I wanna stun it over here and play in this big window for a shot. If I can hit it hard enough to get under, it's perfect. It's even better because then I have a good angle, but more than likely I'm gonna be pretty straight on the 4 ball, but as long as I'm close to it, I should be able to work with it. Kind of off hit it a little bit, played with the 5 ball, but now we have a perfect angle to play for the 5. But now, if you have a ball all the way down there, you need to take a little bit of time to figure out your angle. So the 7 ball's on the rail down there, so you need to make sure you have a good angle on the 5 ball. So I don't want to be on this side because I have all this traffic. I want to come short. Yeah, I want to come short, so I'm making the 5 ball in that pocket, and the cue ball is going this way. So I can't go too long. I have to come up short. So luckily we have a good angle where we can really slow roll it and it's still gonna get past the 8 ball. And even that is way off. So I needed to hit that half the speed. So if I draw, I'm flirting with the side pocket. Yeah, if I draw, I'm flirting with the side pocket, might scratch. Or let's say I don't scratch and I hit it here. I'm using a lot of spin, so the angle approaching the 7 is gonna be way too sharp. It's either gonna hit the 7 or it's gonna spin down, hit the rail, and then pop up, no shot. So I'm gonna follow one rail down and try to put the cue ball on here. Just can't get straight, but that would have been an impressive stroke to go all the way down. So now a little tricky again, because if I just put top spin, it's gonna roll this way, and I'm gonna have an angle that I don't want on this 8 ball. I don't want to shoot from here because I'm gonna hit the 9, might miss. I want to be over here, obviously. So if I go forward 2 rails, I'm hitting it a lot softer. I'm probably gonna make it more times, but the angle off the second rail, I'm coming 1, 2, this angle is coming across the 8 ball. So I have a very small window to play with. If I draw it, I can come 1, 2 rails, and if I hit the rail anywhere here, it's coming right towards the 8 ball. So I have this much window to play with, whereas the other way, I only have this. So I'm gonna draw, I'm aiming for about right here on the rail. A little bit of bottom right. Now I can just draw the cue ball an inch or so. So I'm gonna have a tough shot on the 2. Balls are in the open. Now, I need to make the two come one rail and up for a short side on the four. If I use spin to try to come around and play the four ball there, I'm going to hit the eight ball. So I need to just put center follow so that when it hits this rail, it doesn't spin into the eight. It clears the eight and comes up short side. So now I think we have just enough. This eight ball is kind of in our way every time. So I think I have just enough to clear the eight. Again, center follow. The slower I hit it, the faster the follow is going to take, if that makes sense. So if I hit it really hard, the cue ball is going to deflect off and then follow, which we don't want because it's going to hit the eight. So if I hit it really slow, the follow is going to take quicker and start taking that angle faster. So if I'm really close to that eight ball, I know the angle is going to take me to the eight. I hit it slower to get it to lengthen out. So just top follow. Just enough to hit the right side of the eight ball. And now we have a good angle because we're underneath the five. So now I'm just spinning up middle of the table. Again, I don't want to be on the rail and I don't want to be too far this way. So I'm aiming for this space right here. Just a touch of outside spin. And this is perfect because we have an angle to the rail. The rails will lead you to position when you're playing the side rails. So like on runouts, I try to play for side rail position every time. So now we got the eight ball down here, so straight in on the seven ball is okay. Just a little below center. Just a little drag. We got a little bit of an off angle. And now I can just hit it center ball and come straight across. Now I can just follow two rails out to the middle of the table. A little bit of top left. Get straight in on the nine. As straight as possible. I keep making both those balls. So right away, I have a shot on the two ball. Balls are in the open except the eight. The eight ball has a pocket, obviously, but it's really the only one I have to play perfect position for. So I have to play the eight ball on the side. I have to be here. And with the seven ball close to a pocket, that's good because that gives us more things to work with. So now I can just roll, play top spin, make the two ball, and come to this side rail, two rails. Just follow, touch of left hand spin. Luckily, the five ball is down here, so we have an angle to work with the five. Five ball goes in the side. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna play it in the side. So just follow ball, roll up to the rail here. Now, we're always thinking 3 balls ahead. So I got the 5 in the side, 6 in the side, 7 balls next to the pocket. So the angle on the 6 ball isn't as important. So I can just make these balls and then get down for the 7 next. So just a stop shot on the 5. Keep a little angle that way just in case we want to do something extra. So, like I was saying before the 8 ball, I need to be here or in this general area. So the best way to get here is from the 7, I'm being underneath it. So that way I can cut it in and the ball is naturally going to go down that way. If I'm on this side, I have to play 1 rail speed, and that can get a little touchy. So underneath the ball here is better. So I'm going to a little bit of top right on the 6 ball and go right underneath it. So now I'm aiming for this rail, cut it in, hit this rail, and then I want to hit about right here, because then it's going to come down, and I'm playing for the cue ball right on the rack. So right around here, and then come in, the shot on the 8. Touch short. So if I was here, it'd be straight in, but now here, I have a little bit of angle to do 2 things. I can either to avoid the 9, I can either put slow right hand spin, have it grab the rail and come out. Problem with that is it's going to leak out probably around here, so you're going to have a little bit of a cut shot, which this should be fine. Or if you're worried about that shot, you can make it and come into the back of the 9 and push it towards that pocket. So I just use the slow spin. I try to avoid bumping the balls. And I like just taking the cut shot on the 9 ball. No real shot on the 1 ball. So I'll just show a little safety. Little top right, slow. Try to put the cue ball behind the 6. Just like that. And with it close to the 2, that's a really hard hit. So you're probably gonna get ball in hand. All right, we got a shot on the 2. Balls are in the open. So I'm thinking 2, 3, 4. 3 balls in a weird spot because the 4 ball is actually where we wanted the cue ball to be to make the 3. So we have to either play short or play long. And with the 2 ball, the angle we have on the 2 ball, kind of tricky, because really the only angle we have is to come either off this rail or this rail, either before or after the side pocket. So if we come after, hits this rail, if we hit it soft enough, it'll bounce perfectly, but that doesn't always happen. So the angle is going to lead us kind of in the 50-yard line. We could play under the ball. If we hit here, it would be ideal, to just hit here, come a couple inches, and now you're perfect on the 3-ball. But we don't always hit at the perfect speed, so sometimes it's going to leak right behind the 4. So you kind of just got to think, what's your best, which one do you feel more comfortable with? So I'm just going to play it into this rail, and I want to bounce off like an inch or two. And I bounced off like a whole foot, and that's why I got close to the 4-ball. Luckily, I didn't go behind the 4-ball, but it's a little bit of a risk because if I get where I want, I know I'm pretty much out from there. With the other one, you don't really know what you're gonna get, but you're always gonna have a look at the 3-ball. So now 5 balls down here. So 3, 4, 5. So the 9 ball is in our way for position on the 5. So we don't want to be under. We want to be above. So I want to be just center of the table. If I just stop right here, I should be good to just stop on the 4-ball. Now I can either roll this ball in. I like just stunning it like an inch forward. Now 9 ball is a big ball again, because if I slow roll it, the ball's going to come behind the 9. So I need to put a little bit of draw and come 2 rails in the corner. It's a little slow draw. So a little too slow, or a little too, ball came up a little too high. So now I'm just going to level out, roll it in, and play the 8-ball up table. Kind of left a tough shot, but if we make it, we just need to stun across center ball, other side of the 9. So we got a shot. All the balls are in the open. We got the 1 ball, then the 2 ball, and then the 4 ball. So if I cut it in here, it's automatic. But the cue ball is running into the 4, which kind of gives a chance for error. If I bank it back here, position is automatic, but the shot itself is not automatic. So I like playing my chances with the 4 ball because I know I'm going to make this shot. As long as I can see the 2 ball, I have a shot because it's right near the pocket. So now I got to figure out how am I going to hit the ball. So it's going to hit the bottom side, which is not good because it's pushing it towards the 2 ball. So I need to hit the bottom side and come off the rail. I need to hit it thin enough to where the 4 ball stays along the rail. If I hit it thick, the 4 ball goes into the rail and blocks me. So I need to make sure I hit the 4 ball thin and come off the rail and back out. Too thin. Way too thin. Let's try a jump shot. Why not? So there's not much to position here. Just gotta make the ball. I almost always hit jump shots a little low anyway, so there's draw on the ball. So if I make it, it should stay right there. So on the jump shot, I like to find the aim spot and then elevate, hitting low on the cue ball. Just like that. So since I hit it with a little bit of draw, the cue ball stays on that side of the table. Now we have a good angle to just come to the center of the table for the 5 ball. 7 ball is a little in the way because if we want to come on this side of the 5 and leave a 2 rail angle out, the 7 ball is a little blocking our position. So on this one, it would be better if I can just draw on this side of the 5, so that when I make the 5, I go underneath the 7 and up. So that held a pretty good angle. So we're not dead straight, but we have just enough to where we can stun the ball behind the 7 and back out. So kind of all speed, just aiming for the center of the table. Don't want to come up short, so we want to make sure we're center of the table. There we go. Now we can do the same thing. Stun off the rail because it's not quite straight. The angle leads us a little over to the side rail, so that's why we need to hit it a little harder to stun it into the rail and back out because it's almost straight. If we had more angle, we could hit a lot softer and get the angle, but here we have to hit it pretty firm because we want to be straight in on the 7 ball. Not quite straight, but we got straight enough. Now I can just a little bit of draw and go to the other side of the 9. I made the 1 ball. Balls are in the open. 6 ball, I can already see I have to play it either in the side or up table because the 7 ball's blocking. But other than that, they're all in the open. So now I can just make the 2 ball there, center follow, and just roll 2 rails. 3 and the 4 are right by the pocket, so you don't have to worry about the angle on them. Just have to worry about making this 2 ball. So anywhere for the 3 is fine. 4 ball leads right to the 6 ball, which is really nice. So we can just roll this down there. Want to make sure we're about straight on the 6 ball. So the line for that would be right here. So I'm going to come off the rail and come around right here. A little far. But actually, now I can make the 6 in the side and just stop a couple inches. And then from there, I have a perfect angle on the 7 to come off the rail out for the 8. That way I'm not too straight on any 1 ball. So now just a little below center, hop off the rail. Not quite straight. So we're gonna have to play to the other side of the 9. Just straight follow, come 2 rows up. Made the 1 again. Pull the 4, get out of the way. Just out of the way enough so where we can make the 2 ball. But the 3 ball is in a cluster. So we can make it from right here, or we can make it from right here. Both of those are very tough position shots. So I think I like just laying up right around here and taking a cut on the 3 ball. So just center ball. Just need to clear that 7. That's all we need to do. So now we can come 2 rails, center of the table, shot on the 4. A little bit of outside English. Little straight. Little straight. So I can follow 1, 2 rails and up middle of the table. 7 ball is close to the pocket. So the 5 ball, as long as we have a shot, we should be good. Now the 8 ball, I want to shoot it over there. So the angle on the 7 needs to be, I can be above it, or I can really be anywhere. So with this angle on the 5, I'm just going to draw to this side rail with a little bit of outside spin. Try to keep a good angle. Even if I'm straight in on the 7, is okay, because I can draw straight back to this rail. So I don't put my chalk there, but I will pick a spot on the rail. So for here, I don't want to be too low. I want to be right around this first diamond would be perfect. So now I can just roll the ball in with top spin. And just go straight up for the 9. A little bit of an angle. One ball went straight in the side again, so it's nice to have an easy shot on the 2 ball. So this one, it's a little tricky because we can draw straight up the rail, but sometimes you're going to be either on the rail or the angle is going to go right into the 3 ball. The other option is to stun the ball in between the 5 and 7. I don't really like that one either, because you can hit those balls, or you can, and you're coming right here, you're going to end up on the rail probably, or it's going to go underneath the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it with a lot of spin and come right for this rail. The spin is going to keep the angle on this side of the 3. If I have no spin, it's going to hit the rail and come right at the 3. So I'm going to draw into the rail with right hand spin, and then it's going to spin down straighter. So just past the side pocket will be good. Okay, came a little close to that side pocket, but that's exactly what I wanted. Hit the rail before the side pocket. The spin keeps it close to the rail. So like I hit here, drew the ball into here, and it still only went off the rail about this much. Whereas if I didn't use spin, it would have hit the rail and came out like here. So now I'm not going to follow straight up because you can fall on this side of the four, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to use these two rails to keep me on that line towards the four ball. So I'm just going to hit just below center and a little bit of outside spin and come way too close to that seven ball. I came too short in the corner. I needed to hit up here and go at it, but we still have a pretty good shot now. Slight angle to the rail, so I'm going to stun into the rail and out. Straight in is good because the seven ball is right there. So now just a little stop shot. If you're uncomfortable with the stun run would be stopping the ball and having it drift forward like an inch or two, because I want to keep a good angle on the seven. If I stop right here, I'm playing at three rails. So if you're uncomfortable with the stun run, you can just stop it right there, and then you have a natural three rail position to come back down for the eight. So I'll just stop right there and show that. So this is completely natural. You just make it come three rails. You're just playing all speed here. So I'm playing for the middle of the table. Even if I come up a little short, I have a good angle to come on this side of the nine. So I'll just center ball, roll it in. Made three balls. Now we got the 4, 5, 6. So the 5 ball, I could make the 4, come 2 rails, and try to play right in here for the 5 down the corner. Or I can hit it a little harder and come 2 rails back down to this side of the table. I know I'll have a shot on the 5, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to play 2 rails and kind of aim for the 7. No, I'm just going to play 2 rails in between the 7, 8 and come down. So I'm hitting this a little firm with a little bit of left hand English. So now it comes all the way down here, and I know I have a shot on the 5. It's on the rail, but 6 ball is right next to the side. So I just got to roll this ball in. Now I can play the 6 in the side of the corner. Side right here is better because the 7 ball doesn't go on this side, so I can play it in the side. The cue ball is going to go 1, 2 rails up in this area. So just a touch of outside spin. Came a little short, so now I need to come 1 rail and back up. I want to be on this side of the 8 ball so I can come back down for the 9 ball. So I want to hit it firm enough to get back down to this side. Very firm. Way too firm. So now we're straight in the corner. Just gotta make it with center ball Two balls in a tough spot. So I'm going to try to bank the two ball, come off the rail, and lay up for the 3-4 combo. So I'm just going to hit it with top spin. Came a little too far. Really wanted to stay in that area. So now I can play the 3 ball off the 5 ball. So the 3 ball is going to hit the 5 and go in, and I'm going to draw my cue ball so that it stays up here for the 4. So I'm aiming for that edge of the 5 ball. So the 5 ball doesn't go in this pocket. So now I need to figure out a way to play it either in the side or the corner. So I can try to draw and play perfect position, which is probably the better shot. Or you can try to follow with inside English and go 3 rails, 4 rails, and go under. That shot will get you good position, but to make that ball with all that inside English hitting it that hard, it's probably not the best shot. So I'm going to try to just draw the ball and try to get perfect position on the side. If it comes a little far, hopefully I have it in the corner. And if I hit it really bad and it comes over here, I have 2 other pockets to work with. So I almost got on the side. I did get on the side. So now 7 balls on the rail up there. I need to be down here. I can't shoot it. I can shoot it from up here, but I don't want to. I want to be down here, make it easy. So for the 6 ball, I'm just going to draw off the 5 ball, center of the table, leave a healthy angle so that I can make this ball and come maybe 3 rails out there. So just all about leaving a good angle. So that's perfect. So now we have just enough angle. The shot's not that tough. Pound it in, come 2 rails. Nine ball got in the way. That was because I didn't go low enough on the rail. I hit too high, so I needed to hit a little lower. Something to think about for the next rack when you're playing, especially if you're playing on a new table. The rails will react different. Two balls coming around. We got a shot on the 2 ball. So 4 ball is in a tough spot. I can make it from right here. That's just tough position. And it looks like that's really the only spot we got to work with. So I'm going to play it in the side, a little bit of top left, and come down there, back up. And I need to just pass the 6. That's what I'm looking for. Just clear the 6, and I'll have a shot on the 4. Now, it's kind of tricky. So if we go 1 rail and 2 rails, it's going to go right behind the 8, or it's going to leave us with a really tough angle on the 6. So right here, I like trusting the table, hitting it pretty slow with some outside English. Now we can just stun off the rail, center of the table. A little bit of an angle so we can either come to the rail and out, or I can just draw straight below the rail. I like to use the rail because that way I know I'm not going to get on the rail, is if I aim for the rail. Now I kind of have the same thing where I can draw into the rail, or I can let my stroke out and just follow down one rail.